All right, we can begin.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's council meeting. If you haven't already, please silence your cell phones. City of Anamosa City Council Agenda Regular Session, Monday, April 13th, 2026, 6 p.m., Anamosa Library and Learning Center. 1.0 roll call.
Here. Here.
Here. Here. 5 council members are present in chambers. No council members are attending remotely. 2.0 Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
3.0 consent agenda review and approve. There are 6 items listed up. 6 off. Council can make a motion that includes the word consent, which will bring all 6 up for discussion in a single vote, or council can make a motion on any of the items. Item A, minutes from March 23rd, 2026, regular session. Item B, minutes from March 30th, 2026, special session. Item C, current bills. Item D, liquor licenses. Item E, cigarette, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permits. Item F, noise, street closure permit applications.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Brian. Council discussion. Any public comment? Haley, would you please conduct a roll vote?
Dana,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Trump,
Yes.
Consent motion to approve carries. 4.0 public hearings. 4.1 public hearing fiscal year 26 budget adoptions. Item A, mayor opens the public hearing. Public hearing is now open. Proceedings for discussion.
Just one minor correction on this. As the mayor said, fiscal year 26, that is how it was written incorrectly. It is for fiscal year 27. I did change that on what was published publicly and posted on City Hall.
Item B, mayor closes the public hearing. The public hearing is closed. 4.2, resolution 2026-17, adopting the annual budget for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027.
Move to approve resolution 2026-17.
Motion by Rich, second by Todd. Council discussion. Public comment. Haley, please.
Weimer,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Trump,
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-17 carries. 4.3 public hearing. Approving the proposed annexation of real estate, including 2 parcels owned by the city of Anamosa and separate by Dave and Aaron Jenkins. Item A, mayor opens the public hearing. Public hearing is now open. Proceedings for discussion. Item B, mayor closes the public hearing. Public hearing is closed. 4.4, resolution 2026-18, annexing real estate, including 2 parcels owned by the city of Anamosa and separately by Dave and Aaron Jenkins.
Second.
Motion by Todd, second by Rich. Council discussion. Public comment. Haley, please.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Trump,
Yes.
Dana,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-18 carries. 5.0 council action items. 5.1 project status update, HR Green.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Clow with HR Green. I'll step through this really quick. I have made some additions. This was dated March 17th for inclusion on during the last city council meeting. So there's been some changes since then. Third Street sidewalk extension, permanent and temporary easements are in the hands of the city. Our next step is to schedule a public meeting and start public discussions with those residents and property owners. I continue to coordinate with the Iowa DOT for work in the right-of-way of US 151. Sidewalk program, I'm pressing Tiger Eye and GIS to get in agreement with the interpretation of the data points that Tiger Eye provided to us. I've started compiling information. I know we want to do a presentation to council yet this spring or early summer so that we can get that started. Water treatment plant aerator replacement. Pre-construction meeting with Woodruff was held on 3/16. The aerator is scheduled to be delivered in June. Construction will be completed in June or July for final completion by July 31st. Sewer in the alley between Ford and North Huber. Project was substantially complete as of December 24th, 2026. The only punch list item remaining to date is final seeding, and up until recently now there's a backfill that's needed behind the wall that was reconstructed last week. The contractor did miss the final completion date. Final completion was to be March 31st, 2026. So we'll need to coordinate with them and see how we move forward. I've not seen costs or anything from them related to the wall that fell down with the heavy rain. So when we see something, if we do, we can talk to the city about it and figure out how we go about handling that. So whether just how it's handled. So city GIS administration is ongoing. We're assisting Molly with cemetery updates. New experience builder applications are being built to align with depreciation of the web app builder. If you have any questions about that, let me know because I'm not in charge of the GIS and I can get questions to Michael Ska. All of the existing apps that we have as far as utilities and everything else are being converted to the new application design. Sanitary sewer rehab near Elm Street and Hickory. Pre-construction meeting was held between the city and contractor. HR Green's providing shop drawing review as needed and will assist with any construction related questions from the city. As far as the city master services agreement, I've prepared the February and March project status reports, virtual attendance at the 2/23/26 city council meeting, CIP project scope and schedule clarification to per the request of the city administrator. And then I've been working to review the Sunstop convenience store revised site plan. Have been coordinating with the developer as well as Shive Hattery for a traffic study that's been requested. Currently working on cost estimates for Hamilton and 2nd Street improvements. I want to look for potential funding for that because I know that needs to be done. And then we also have undergone a bridge inspection review for potential funding with the city bridge program for, I think, specifically Division Street and the wooden bridge. So no, that was a lot. Are there any questions?
Sound like it.
All right.
That report.
Thank you very much.
5.2 resolution 2026-19 to set the wage for the position of part-time seasonal pool manager for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026.
Move second.
Motion by Brian, second by Rich. Council discussion. Public comment. Haley, please conduct a roll vote.
Kurt,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Rita,
Yes. Yes.
Kinsman,
Yes.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-19 carries. 5.3, review and approve renaming the Anamosa Arboretum to Serenity Park at the recommendation of the Park and Recreation Board.
Move to approve.
Motion by Rich, second by Dan.
Sorry. Marshall Weber, Parks and Rec Director. Basically Kale had done a poll kind of on Facebook to see, where we were sitting with the renaming of the Arboretum. A lot of people came up with the Serenity Park name. And Don and Sue Bunting, they had also expressed the liking of that name. So that's kind of where it came from. And we went with that. So if you have any more questions. Okay.
Council, any discussion on the topic? Public comment? Haley?
Kinsman,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Rita,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Motion to approve renaming of the Arboretum to Serenity Park carries. Marshall, is there signage that will need to be modified now?
Yes, I do believe I don't even think there's any sign up for the Arboretum, just because it legally cannot be called an Arboretum because it isn't. But I can start working on getting, I think IPI sells signs. So we'll start designing a sign for that. It's gonna possibly look like the same kind of concept that we have at the LCC, yellow lettering and all of that for our park. So
Is there any smaller directional signs?
I do not believe so. There's any, it's just the park there. So
Just the main one?
yes.
Thank you. 5.4, review and approve school resource officer 2080 agreement between the city of Anamosa and the St. Patrick's School.
Excuse me, put the 2080 agreement in here. Change the date of course, because we've had it for just a little bit. Reached out to St. Patrick's School. They're eager to get this moving forward, but also indicated that they want to make sure they abide by the requirements or requests on the city's end of things. Essentially, this is largely just cut and paste from the previous one that we've done. There are a few noticeable differences. Obviously, the terms of payment is slightly different. And then for this year, we're essentially picking this up, almost near the end of the year. There is some difference with that. SRO Kunkel will be here tonight if you have any more technical or specific questions. Otherwise, we'll try to answer any other questions if time to ask.
How is this going to affect what you do?
It shouldn't affect me at all. I think it'll benefit actually the public schools more since St. Pat's does feed into the middle school. And then also we can offer the same training we offer the Anamosa schools to St. Pat's as well. And I'm not going to be down there a crazy amount. I'm looking about maybe 3 to 4 hours a week, more during the gym time because we have like gym once or twice a week and then during recess time. So it's not going to be taking away a bunch of hours from the Anamosa schools that they already get.
So will we need to adjust the 28E agreement with the public school?
We shouldn't have to. Just going back through it, I didn't notice anything that specifically said that that would apply to any other agreements. So there was nothing noticeable that stuck out.
Okay.
That said, specific requirements or restrictions
or
on this position.
hours or anything like that that may adjust.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything back from animals, Mr.?
We have not actually received any comment regarding this from any entity.
You had any comments?
I've met in comments with superintendent.
I guess that kind of leads to a question, is we not received any comment from the Anamosa Public School. They've been made aware of this.
I believe that they're aware of it, but again, this has not been, it was never brought to my attention that they either have concerns or have knowledge of it.
Mr. Haley will reach out to them. What's going on? He just concerned about this finance. Also here, taking away from their time, it doesn't sound like it's happening. Maybe this is increasing now, the city, yes.
And I would add to that, that was a part of our early conversations. But I'm not sure the extent to which Esther O'Kunkel and Chief Minahan discussed, but during my conversations with her, that was the one thing that I did reiterate, was that we have a existing 2080 agreement with the Anamosa Community School District, and this cannot in any way inhibit or restrict that. So that was known from the very beginning.
Well, I do have a question about a little bit about this. And so let's say you're spending 3 hours at St. Pat's.
Mhm.
And you spend, I don't know, 37 hours at the school, give or take. And then I know sometimes they do have extracurricular activities that they want you at. So now you stretch into overtime. How is that going to be applied?
So the way both 2080 agreements are actually written is any overtime that would be on our end, the city would be responsible for funding. Any overtime that would be accrued on either of the schools' end, they would be responsible for funding.
Well, I know, but if he's got, say, 40 hours at the school and 3 hours at St. Pat's, that's 43 hours overtime. Who picks up those 3 hours?
Most of the time, I think we're gonna just benefit from the officers' 12-hour work schedules. The officer, they're not spending 12-hour work shifts at the schools. So each day there's some,
A little flexibility.
I'm not sure exactly how much.
I mean, have a set time of when I'm gonna be at the schools. I'm kind of all over. I don't want them to know my set schedule. When I come to work today, I pick what school I'm going to first, so I can go either way with that. And unless they require me to be there something after the normal hours that I work that day, then that would be what they pick up. But there's some time that I can move around to be certain places at different ends. So it shouldn't. I don't think the school's going to see anything different than they already do now where I'm at.
Okay.
We have about approximately 6 weeks of school, open school remaining. Is our 2080 agreement with Anamosa Public School, is that an annual renewal? So after basically the end of the school season or the school year, it'll have to be reviewed and re-signed.
It's a perpetual agreement unless there's changes.
That's right.
And if I recall, right after the end of the school year, we're supposed to get a report from the SRO, how the school year went, certain things. And then we've got 30 days, 60 days to decide whether or not to continue on with the agreement.
Yes.
Well, I guess I can understand by definition, the perpetual agreement to it. But with the addition of St. Pat's, I would think that is a change. So it'd be nice to use these 6 weeks as somewhat of a measuring stick of how this is all gonna work. And then, I would imagine, Officer Kunkel, you got your thumb on this, and it's gonna be just a smooth transition with a whole nother school system. But we also should use the opportunity to decide or make possible modifications to the 2080 agreement. Also, it would be reassuring that conversation has been held in somewhat depth with superintendent and possibly the school board for how they feel bringing in another school system, even though, St. Pat's within the community. I don't want to make it sound like it's a large school system, but it is another. So I would, use these 6 weeks to gauge and have an understanding of how this is going to work, how it's going to flow. I would imagine, it will be very streamlined, but you're the guy right in the middle of it. I'm just sitting on the sidelines looking in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a big change for me. I mean, yes, it is a whole nother school, but in the end, it's going to be better for the students as well. Just like I said, they're going to end up in the middle school eventually.
Transition to the middle school.
So at least gives them a face to have somebody they know in a brand new building. So that will help them in the longer run, starting at an elementary. But putting another school, I don't think is really going to affect where I'm at or what I'm doing. I think it'll be I feel like it's going to be a pretty easy transition. I did it with 3 other schools. This is just adding more. That's be the same exact way I did the year with the other 3 schools.
Fence. We have to notify them by the prior to June 30th of this contract. That's whether they're going to continue under this WD. It seems like we should be putting a review on the first meeting in June for the council this year. As I know the current contract runs April 1st, but this year will be the 30th of the time that we have a 1 year. We have a June 30th deadline for avoiding the automatic issue. I think earlier in the last. I don't anticipate a problem, but this issue. Everything will be that I want for everything from the public school district as well as the St. Pat's, which means in June should be on this deadline. But that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Not this one, no.
I don't think it's a problem. They should be other than.
Second.
Motion by Brian, second by Todd. Further council discussion? Is there any public comment? Kaylee, please conduct a roll vote.
Weimer,
Yes.
Shada,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Motion to approve the school resource officer 2080E agreement with St. Patrick's School carries. Officer Kunkel, thank you for being amongst us this evening to take questions. 5.5, review and approve consent agenda pay request totaling $11,763.37. There are 7 items listed. I will read all 7, which council can make a motion that includes consent. We'll bring all 7 up for discussion in a single vote, or council can make a motion on any of the items. Item A from HR Green, in the amount of $2,255 for the wastewater treatment plant re-rate project. Item B from HR Green in the amount of $192 for Streets Department GIS services. Item C from HR Green in the amount of $624 for planning and zoning GIS services. Item D from HR Green in the amount of $1,463 for municipal engineering services. Item E from HR Green in the amount of $2,500 for the water treatment plant aerator replacement project. Item F from Martin Garner in the amount of $1,692.37 for the downtown facade revitalization project. Item G from Woodruff Construction in the amount of $2,037 for the aerator replacement project.
Move to approve consent.
Motion by Rich, second by Dan. Council discussion. Public comment. Haley, please.
Rita,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Consent motion for pay request carries. 6.0 Administrators Report.
Just one item this Saturday is the spring cleanup, 7 to noon out at the street shop. Try to get another update out, but we've sent a few Facebook posts and flyers, been on our website as well. Hoping we get another successful spring cleanup event.
Council, any questions or comments for Jeremiah? Thanks for that report. 7.0 Mayor and Council Report. 7.1 Mayor's Report. I don't have anything to report. Shane, you got a full crew ready to go for Saturday?
Yep.
I hope you're extremely busy.
Me too.
7.2 Council Reports.
New EMS building out. Like roof crack and. Found the development blue line. I believe we will be holding our first official EMS meeting in that. First Thursday in May. If you get a chance, go and take a look at it. It should be one of the snaps. Way everything. And then so they're doing some internal work, but that's going to be a nice meeting room for all of the county EMS services. It's going to be good storage areas, equipment, emergency equipment, for the most part, other than our fire trucks. We'll be able to store it in one location and put it all over the county. All of the various different EMS services within our county. Underneath the parks and rec, quite a bunch of stuff I was going to highlight. Easter egg hunt, we had 4,000 Easter eggs. Took 90 minutes to set up and about 15 minutes to get ready. Marshall's got a mock-up of sign to go on new trucks. A couple new programs. They have a Little Lens Club, which is a family club, and a Little Aviators Club, which they use flight simulators. Flight simulators.
Talk about it if you guys are interested. So with my aviation background, I'm doing a 6-week course with Just basically the basics of aviation, and then we've got a Microsoft flight sim that I own that I'll be bringing to teach maneuvers and everything to that class, and it's open for 10 to 14-year-olds. So, yeah. To the IPRA conference, Iowa Parks and Recreation Association, over the first weekend of April, and I basically went to all sorts of sessions. It's basically a way for directors, anyone in basically Parks and Recreation, network with others, and then also learn from whatever other speakers they had there. I went to a couple ADA meetings, so accessibility in our parks. So all in all, I learned a lot, took a lot away from it. So yeah, it was, I think it was a pretty good opportunity to go and network. Yeah.
There's discussion about the train at Washington Park. These repaired standards now sticking out, and that's still in discussion. I'll read them. Let's see. Also got the solid part past what he's working on. I'll skip that because that's in the future. I'm taking two parts at a time. I'm just going to go through one of the good things and one of the bad things. That's it. So I'll go feel they're excited out there this morning taking so pretty good.
Anyone else with reports? Thanks, Todd. Brian, for those. 8.0, public comment for items not on the agenda. 9.0, adjournment. This evening's meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.